Hey everybody, DM Jim here, and welcome to another episode of Game Terrain Engineering. This episode, I am going to be doing some more sci-fi terrain, but excuse me, this is not, I wouldn't call this a handmade item. It's 3D printed terrain from a company called Necroplex. Now, I've covered them before in this episode right here. And Necroplex is basically framework. You print these pieces, okay, and they have, I don't even know, I'm going to say well over 100, maybe closer to 200 different variation of parts. But the key part is this type of piece. You'll notice there's a gap in here. See that gap? And that is designed, you take foam core right here with the paper on it. I've learned don't take the paper off, not a good idea. And the foam just fits down in there, okay? See that? And you'll notice that it has an angled piece here. That's so that you can take pieces like this and make them match up like that, okay? And I could finish this with two more. I would have a nice little square platform. Now, these aren't the only pieces that, Necroplex offers. They have these pieces, which are sort of stands or legs for platforms. What else do they have? They have, walls, pieces that your miniatures could hide behind, or you can use them as decoration. They have these small textured pieces, which are meant to be glued either as panels on the board itself, or they can be used as just decoration by gluing them in various spots. And there's all kinds of, they've got the traditional Warhammer look, like maybe a panel circuitry right there. All kinds of really interesting little bits and pieces. Now again, I've covered this before, but I have been printing pieces like crazy over the past few months, maybe a little longer than that, with the goal of building a big base, something that I could either permanently put together so that it could just be lifted up as one piece, or maybe some smaller structures that could be carried to and from my gaming the hobby stores that I game at. In this episode, what I'm going to show you is, very quickly, is how I've taken a lot of the Necroplex parts and created the structure to create sort of a platform base where you would either defend or attack. And it's all painted in different colors. Depending on the, let's see what do I have here. I don't know if you have a camera, you can tell the different colors there, right? I've primed these pieces and then painted them a hammered bronze, I believe. And I can't wait to show it to you because to me, it just looks great. But just with these parts alone and the foam core, that's not enough. So I'm going to show you towards the end of the video how I've taken the base that I've created and painted and added some elements to it to just make it a little bit more eye-catching. Let's get to the video and I'll show you what I did. Well, Planet Ping Pong is where I'm hosting my current sci-fi layout. I've had some requests to see all my sci-fi terrain put together. There's actually a couple pieces that are missing, some of the smaller pieces. I'm using one of the mats that has the volcanic look to it. And as you can see, I've got most of the big items there. Command base, some of the more recent items here. And then right there in the center is the Necroplex pieces that I've put together, painted them with what they call hammered bronze, and then I used the gold or bronze, I'm not sure what that is, brass, metallic looking granny grating to cover the steps and the levels and things like that. It looks great. I am so pleased with the way it turned out. And I'm not done. I've got some more Necroplex that I'm going to be doing some more advanced stuff. But this makes a nice centerpiece here. And as you can see, I've got a lot of the bigger items here. They don't all mix. I'm actually thinking of painting this to the black and gray, like this over here and this one right here. I just don't know. They don't. Not everything gels, and I realize it doesn't have to, but I'd kind of like everything to have a sort of a theme or a similar style. So I may go back and paint that one. I think that one's okay, but we'll see. Not urgent right now. But anyway, I hope you like this. And for those of you who've been asking to see them all in one place, there you go. I have a Star Wars Legion game scheduled probably in the next few weeks. And I'm going to be taking a lot of this stuff with me. So I will definitely include some photos of that for you. So there you go. Hope you like it. So that is it. That is how I have been using the Necroplex pieces to create a large structure, sort of a grating, iron, all that kind of look to it. This is just one of the pieces that I made. It was printed on a 3D printer. Foam core was used for most of the flat surfaces, and then I hit it all with a hammered bronze paint, and then I used the sort of the gold or brass colored granny grating for the steps and the flat surfaces, and it just looks it looks great. And this is not to my credit, this is to the crew at Necroplex that created it. And I'm kind of inspired now. They have lots of pieces that they've released since I backed this as a Kickstarter, and there are some I've never printed. I'm going to go back through their entire library and start printing up some more pieces to sort of build this base up a little bit. I just am so impressed with how it looks, and now that I have a color scheme defined with the hammered bronze and the granny grating here, I can make it all look consistent, and I think that's really going to be nice. So anyway, I'm not done with sci-fi, but I am going to take a short break from it. I've got some fantasy terrain that I need to get working on for my upcoming D&D game. I also need to send some love to my Gaslands, fellow Gaslands players. I haven't done anything with Gaslands in a little bit, so definitely gonna head in that direction too. But I hope you'll come and join me on my new Facebook page, Game Terrain Engineering. Join, I'll get you approved and on there. Not every day, but most days I tend to throw up some sort of short essay or thought experiment that I'm toying around in my head. And I put them up as often as I can. But I also include photos of things that maybe I want to just share with you what I've done. I did mention for those people who are already members of the Facebook page or group, I'm going to try to start doing some streaming, either YouTube or Facebook. I haven't decided yet. Probably painting minis at first until I figure out the technology, figure out what I need, and then I'll probably branch out and see where I can go from there. But really enjoying the channel. It's given me an opportunity to share a lot of what I do. I'm a technical writer by trade. I love making things, and I love documenting things. I mean, I know that sounds really nerdy, but most of the time when I do something, I document it, and it just comes naturally to me as part of my job, but it makes it so much easier to share it with other people. And so I've got so much more to share with you guys. Lots of projects up here and written down. And I'm always open to ideas. So if you've got something you'd like to see, I'm not going to promise that I'll try it, but if it's interesting and grabs my attention, you never know. So anyway, check it out again. It's Game Terrain Engineering on the Facebook and or on Facebook. And I hope you'll join us there for some additional content that just doesn't make it into the videos. Anyway, this is DM Jim, and I'll see you in the next episode.